why she likes to call us all directors. So please welcome Sunjica Bolet-Wilshing. Thank you, dear. You're so strong. I'm moving next month, so if you can help, you know. She has two panelists. This is from District 2232, Vera Sirimianova. Welcome. And one gentleman from District 2241, Assistant Rotary Public Image Coordinator, past District Governor Adrian Luca. Stage is yours. graduated from the University Polytechnica in Timișoara. He's an engineer in the auto industry. That's why you correctly pronounce all other names. His skills are leadership, management, and communication. And his Rotary background is that he is a Rotary member in the Club of Arabs since 1998, where he served as president in 2010 and 11. He has been the chair for the program of Rotary, assistant governor in 3 mandates. He's the chairman of IPFR in Romania since 2008. He's district governor from 2021 to 22, and assistant Rotary Public Image Coordinator Action Champion in Zone 21A. His spouse, his wife, Jetta, is a doctor, and son, Andrei, is an engineer. Vera and Edwin, let me start by asking, can you both maybe share some successful examples of how the action plan has been implemented in your respective district, and what were the key factors that contributed to its success?
Good morning once again. And just I want to ask you a question. And maybe raise your hand. Do you have in your district strategic planning committee? Do you have strategic plan for 3 years or for 5 years? Something like this. You have action plan. Not strategic, but action plan. Action plan with priorities, with the key factors, with the due dates, and with those responsible persons like we, like the action plan champion. So it's great. I can say some words about my district to know the situation in Ukraine. We have for sure the incredible increasing in membership for last 2 years. As an example for the strength, the first priority, the strength priorities, and the membership increased in 35%. But we will be talking about the challenges of this priority a little bit later. For sure, we have not the left. We have 34, like our friend district Israel, 34% of women in Rotary. So the key point that the lack of women know the leadership position, and we have lots of presidents and district governors, and my district governor, the lack of district governor nominees, the women in our district. But I want to say some successful projects in our district. Of course, the humanitarian aid, of course, the logistics, the communication, all depending with those who is suffering with needs. But for myself, I have 2 successful examples. One, it is our rehabilitation camp for children. Children not only in Ukraine, but abroad also, and we have a fantastic project. And every month, a big bus with our children from age of 8, 12, they are leaving Ukraine to have rehabilitation programs for 2-3 weeks in Poland, in the mountains. So every month, and this from 2014 it started, and now for the last 2 years, more and more and more. And the other project is our RILA program. We started it long ago with the physically offline, international, beautiful, brilliant project. And then, of course, COVID, of course, we tried to do it online. This year, we started RILA for Ukrainian youth, only for Ukrainian youth, because we can do it internationally, because we can say that it is safely in our territory. So we tried all of our best to do for our, and it was succeeded. And it was succeeded because we need cooperation, we need, so to say, give our youth more and more, even in the time of the crisis and war. Thank you.
Edwin, may you share some of your experiences?
Yes, okay. I will be shorter. Of course, we have together a plan here for these days. We have to adapt. Bashar was not able to come, I'm so sorry. But luckily, being here with 2 very young and beautiful ladies. Uh, yes, it's the first. It's our plan. Why am I here? We are people of action, no? And in our zone, in our district, we have a lot of young Rotarians. And they have all the time the opportunity to do something. They like to action. And it's coming, as Vlad said, the fresh guy like me, saying all the time, okay, do we have a plan? Yes, we have a plan. So, we are creating this plan. So, in our district, for example, we decided, because nobody knows about action plan at the beginning, together with our governor, to have a new committee. A committee made of young people, Rotaract, young Rotarians, and also some guys with some experience. And we started this idea. Then we started to implement an action plan at the level of the club. Some of our clubs were used with strategic plan and was for a long term, and we have to explain them. It's a new tool. It's more creative, it's more simple, and I think the idea of President Stephanie and also of Director Chris to name action plan champions was great, because everybody wants to be a champion, younger, older, and we have also action plan champions more and more in each club in our district. So I think this is the start. And after that, we will develop all this idea and this tool of action plan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have heard now some of the successful stories or examples. Vera, could you tell us maybe about the challenges that you have encountered along the way while working on implementing the action plan?
Sure, I can say that we're talking last time about the membership in our district. So now I can say about our challenge. Membership is okay, but we have the emotional and the physical burning out on those members. So now we are trying all our best to make some district programs, maybe seminars, webinars, or just events for us. Yes, we are people of action. Yes, we are champions, but we have also our physical. We need our physical rehabilitation to be more and more active in the future. So last week we have the first Rotariada. This is the sport event for us, for the members, for Rotaractors, for interactors, for Rotary members, and I hope it will be okay. Another challenge is, of course, the communication because of the light, because of the internet. And if we can be in touch, so we need more and more resources to have this communication better and better. So we need generators, we need some other equipment for this. And of course, we have the map of Ukraine, and we see on the map of Ukraine and know that the one territory is more safer than another, so we try to do all our best to make the events or something for us and for our international partners and our guests in the other part of our country. So the challenges of membership, they are, because now we see that we have near 2,000 of Rotarians and Rotaractors, we have nearly 100 of Rotary and Rotaract clubs, but they are on the paper, in the database. But in fact, the situation is not so good. So in the end of the year, I hope it will be, so to say, 50%.
Thank you very much, and thank you for addressing this important issue about the care, not only about the community, but also the volunteers and the membership that does all the work. Thank you very much, Vera. Now I would like to ask Adrian, how do you motivate membership to participate in the action plan, and how do you keep them motivated to stick to the objectives?
We will find examples every day. 4 days ago, club, together with other clubs, because we are making also some actions, multi-clubs, to be together. The Promenade of the Hearts, which is near the Day of the Heart in the world. And we are doing this every day in our district, and not only one club. I think almost all clubs have this project. And we are walking on the bank of the river around 1 hour, with some signs about heart, number of the steps, and so on. And we are trying to involve many, many people from our community, young people, schools, and the others. In the last years, it was a success. And we are walking about, let's say, 1 hour, more or less. It's not a great project. No, it's not expensive at all. But I think in this hour, we are telling our story. We are telling what are we doing. So, to be technical like an engineer, we are doing a little bit of membership. We are doing a little bit of public image. We are trying also to do some fundraising and also to get information of the needs of the community for future projects. So it's a simple one. But we are motivating people. And at the end, if you see the smile, and you see the fact that Rotarians or not, of course, we are not able, only the Rotarians, Rotaract, to make these, let's say, expenses to buy. No, but year by year, many and many people which were involved in our community are already asking that this the letters for Santa. Yes, give me one or two. So this is an example, simple one, what we are doing regarding to get people together and to motivate them.
Thank you very much, and thank you for addressing really all kinds of aspects that can be seen in a project. And I fully believe that there are no big or small projects, but that there are projects if they really reflect the needs of the community and if they bring smiles to one face.
The smile, don't
The
forget the
smile
smile.
is extremely important. Thank you very much, Adrian. Vera, now, in your experience, can you tell me how important do you find the collaboration between various Rotary clubs when implementing the action plan? What are the strategies that you will use to foster this cooperation?
I can say join, join, and join. And the fourth one. So join meetings, join events, different seminars, webinars, conferences, the conferences with the other organizations, with the partners. So Rotary,
the fourth one. In my country, diversity, equity, and inclusion, it was something like okay, but the diversity, actually not a problem in Ukraine. The equity, it's not a problem in Ukraine. Was not a problem in Ukraine, but inclusion. Now, what is going on now? So the theme of inclusion is very important, and we see it, and we touch with this person every day. So I think that the collaboration between clubs and the diversity, the equity, and the inclusion committee is very, very useful, and it is one of the strategic committees in my district.
Thank you very much, Vera. I completely agree, and I like this very catchy strategy with join, and the fourth one. I think we can all implement it in our districts. Let me ask Adrian a question. How do you measure impact and effectiveness of an action plan, and which are the methods?
I think I've already answered the smile now. Of course, together with public image, because I've told you this action plan means to touch everything what Rotary is doing, and it's not the same, but it's complementary with all our activities. So, we are distributing our activities in social media. We are measuring the fact that the people are interested and looking at what we have done and what we are intending to do. And at the end, because the time is short, we are looking forward to see how many people are coming back to our activities, next one, new one, and how much are they involved in this.
Thank you. Although some of the effects of our projects can not be measured,
Yes.
really, but felt. And now, as a last question to both of you, would you tell me that looking ahead as experienced Rotarians, past district governors, and action plan champions, what do you think lies ahead, and what innovations or changes do you foresee in the development of the action plan?
Actually, he's an example for me, and his district an example for me, because as an advice, I need more youth, I need more kids. This is the future, and he, in his district. So the Menin Moldova district is an example all over. They have more than 100 interact clubs. So each second Rotary club has the kids and the project with them. So fantastic, fantastic. And we need youth. We need the age of Rotary, so to say. We need to not to increase it, but to be more and more. So more youth programs, to be digitalization. So use not only the Zoom or some other platforms. Use professional ITs programs, like in your companies, for example. Use chatbots. Use GPT chats. So this is 21st century. And combine it with the learning, facilitating, and with the events in your district, and it will be cool.
Thank you very much, Vera. Adrian,
Yes, the same. I've told you, we have a lot of young people involved in all our activities. Vlad is an example. We have involved in action plan, I've told you, Rotary. Very young people, which have new skills, which are able to adapt very quick. They are spreading our experience all over, and of course, in their life, they are the future. I'm always, this is the start. What am I doing here? I'm the nostalgic old guy coming to say all the time, okay, do we have a plan? Okay. They need the books in the library like we are. But the new generation, for sure, is needed everywhere. So this, I think, is the most important thing that we have to do for continuous. And of course, every month, Stephanie knows, together with Etienne, We are sharing our experience not on the zone, on the area, all over the world, and we are able to learn and to have new examples. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have heard here wonderful ideas and possible take-home messages, but I think we have a few moments left if anyone from the audience would like to ask our panelists a question. If not, I invite you to use the
If not,
opportunity.
that means that we have done our job.
Obviously. Thank you very much.
I thank you.
Use the next few days to address them and talk about the wonders and the possibilities that is the Rotary Action Plan.
We will be here till on Sunday. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sunčica. Thank you, Vera and Adrian. Now we have a very actual theme. It is positive peace versus negative peace. And I'm inviting my dear friend from District 2241, already Rotary Public Image Coordinator and a great Rotarian, Vlad Popovic. Vlad, please.
So, good morning, everyone. Again, I'm very happy to be here and see so familiar faces and friends. And I wish you all productive meetings in the next few days. And like Stephanie said, enjoy these special Rotarian moments with your family because they are unique, and it's a unique chance to meet all together in such a wonderful place, which is Belgrade. So, as we are discussing here since Monday, I think, about Rotary problem solutions and action plans, war is happening around us. And in fact, around the world, 100 open conflicts are happening at the moment. And as you know, the Middle East war is also escalating. So in our history, we had many leaders that told us that the only way to achieve progress and advancement is by creating and fighting wars. And I truly challenge that because I think it's not right. I mean, why should we fight wars? Because it costs us a lot. Why shouldn't we do peace? Maybe peace is less expensive. So I have one question for you. Please raise your hands, those who believe that peace is more expensive than war. Peace is more expensive than war. One hand, two hands, in some cases. Please raise your hands, those who believe that war is more expensive than peace. Right. Well, most of you got it right. Let's see if it works. We'll just hit here. Yeah, war is more expensive than peace. I mean, definitely not taking into consideration the casualties, which are priceless, but taking into consideration basically the destructions and the financial costs and everything else. So this paradox of us doing war, although it's more expensive than peace, is also reflected in the World Wide Web. Let me explain what I think about it. So I entered on domainpricecheck.com a couple of weeks ago, and this is like a leading authority that evaluates how much does it cost to buy a web domain. And as you can see, war.com is more than double the price of peace.com. Isn't that amazing? And actually, I was intrigued and I digged a little bit deeper, and it seems that war.com was a domain that was bought 30 years ago, and it's active since it was bought, where peace.com is bought 3 years later, back in 1998, but it's not active. For those who understand the internet terminology, it's a parked domain, which means that somebody bought it, but he hasn't used it. Now, there are two possible scenarios of why that is happening. One, the owner of the domain is asking for a huge load of money, which he probably does, but I'm sure that there are companies on the market that can afford to buy such a domain. Or the owner doesn't really want to sell it. So why don't you sell peace.com? Why do you want to keep it for yourself? What are you hiding? Is this a conspiracy? maybe somebody doesn't want us to have more peace in the world, who knows? Even if we go further and you use Google Trends is like a free tool in which you can see what people are actually looking in the world. And I did this research a couple of days ago. Over the 5 past years, war was most searched term compared to peace. More than double, triple, 10 times probably. And I have a question, do you know what this spike is in war, in search? What was the result of it? Or why did it happen? You see that there's a spike in search? War in Ukraine, exactly. That's the war. But then you see other spikes, and you see when big conflicts are appearing and people are starting to search about war. And peace, very modest. So we need to think about it. And last but not least, social media isn't helping peace at all. I mean, we have TikTok, we have Telegram. All these social networks are basically encouraging violence, or they are igniting conflicts rather than trying to keep peace. And I'm sure that you know this meme that is circulating over the internet, but I think that this will become obsolete because more and more women are actually in charge for big top decision-making positions. Actually, yesterday we have the new female president in Mexico, and I think that with the advancement of women in these careers, this will become obsolete and peace will become better than war. So I believe that it's the right moment to talk about peace with all the things that is happening right now. And you will be asking, what is positive peace and what is negative peace? I will explain during my presentation, but let's not forget the situation that we're into. As I stated at the beginning, we are living in a world that is in turmoil. We have more than 100 wars happening at the moment. Racism has reached its highest peaks. Terrorism is sending shockwaves in the entire world. We have the refugee crisis that is hitting Europe and other parts of the world. We have political instability. We have cyber attacks. We have exploding pagers. So these are very, very specific things that would need our attention in full. And luckily, among other NGOs, Rotary is doing a great job by building and sustaining peace in the world. And basically, if you look on all the areas of focus, you will see that indirectly or directly, they are supporting peace, which I think that there is a wonderful thing. And although we are 1.4 million Rotarians, and this year we all have the magic wand to do magic things, as individuals, we can do this little. As a group, we can do so much more. But if we forge partnerships with different other institutions, I believe that we can go much further. And this is what Rotary did some time ago with the Institute of the Economics of Peace. I don't know if you are familiar with it. So they created together what is called the Rotary Positive Peace Academy. Please raise your hands, those who actually took this course. Well, it's a good rate, but I expect until February next year, the presidential conference, more of you to take this course because it's only 2 hours. It will not give you the certification at the end, but it will actually make you aware of the tremendous problems that are around us and why peace is so important and so fragile at the same time. So this is the link where you can take the course. So the training showcases strategies and tools that us Rotarians, nations or cities can take to build peace. And I spoke at the beginning about negative peace and positive peace. Well, negative peace is being defined like the absence of violence or the absence of the fear of violence, which I think is wrong in a way, but it's a definition. But we need to look more on the positive peace side, which has the definition of sustainable investment in education, in business, or in institutions that build trust for long-term peace. So this is our goal, but unfortunately we need to work with negative peace right now. This is because year after year, the Institute of Economics and Peace measures ranking on how societies are progressing to peace. So 17 years ago, they started to do every year a special edition, which covers 163 countries and 99.7% of the population. So they are measuring 23 indicators of negative peace in 3 distinct categories. The first category relates to societal safety and security. So you will see that we have indicators like homicide rate, level of violent crime, or number of police per 100,000 people, or impact of terrorism. The second section contains indicators like number of conflicts a country is engaged in, or battlefield deaths, and so on. And the third section relates to militarization. So what is the GDP that is being allocated to military, or the level of imports and exports of heavy weapons, and so on. So at the end of this monumental research every year, the Institute provides us with a very important report that has some 100 pages. But in those 100 pages with important data, they show us very, very graphical pictures. So what you're seeing right now is how our world looks in terms of state of peace. You'll see that states that are